So let's start our example. Apache and MySQL. Let's check our database. So from our previous classes, we started working on this database. I'm coming on this school DB. Inside the school DB, we have a table called students, and we're able to insert data inside the students table. Let's see the data we have there. Where is the school DB? You are welcome to class. Welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. So now, welcome. Now, we have this school DB. Inside the school DB, we have the students table, and it is within the student table that we have our data. All right. Let's store more data in this DB. So just go back to, let's look at the path. Free backend DB class. I'll just copy this. Go to the browser. I want us to add a few more data there. So you replace this with localhost. So here, let's add more data. Let's say first name. Let's say Kingsley. Last name. Email. Password. Submit. Registration successful. Let's add a few more data there. Let's see. Godfrey Sintim Misa. I don't know if I pronounce your name well. Godfrey Sintim Misa. Am I right? Okay, Godfrey. Add some password there. Extension successful. Let's add one more. So now we have these users. Let's refresh to be sure that all of them are here. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 users in our database at the moment. So we want to fetch all of them and display them on the page. So to fetch them, we're going to create a page to do that. So we can call it maybe fetch user, okay, or fetch that PHP like this. So we are fetching. We want to fetch from a database. To fetch from that database, we need to first connect to the database. So to connect to the database, we're going to just copy this connection. This is the part that we are connecting with. In our subsequent classes, we improve all of these parts. So this is connected to the database. Please, do we still remember all of these things? Because it's been a while we did PHP. We've been busy with SQL, database, all of these. It's been a while we looked at PHP. Hope we've revised all of this before today's class.
Yes, sir.
Please, if there's any part that you don't understand, call my attention to it. So after I connected it to the database, I saved it as variable connect. Next is, I want to say connect. I want to run a query. So here is the query we want to run. Now let's go to our database and play with some things there. We're going to run the queries here so that we see the commands and how it works. Then I think it will make us understand what we're about to do better. So come here, we can say select all from students. If I say select all, from students, it's going to select all the students. It will select all the data in the students table. And look at this. We have all of the students. Sorry. You are welcome to class. Now, but if I don't want to select all the students, I may just choose to select the first name and the last name alone. That is, I'm not interested in selecting maybe the password, and maybe I'm not even interested in selecting the student ID. I can say select first name, comma last name, first name, comma last name. So this will only select the first name and the last name of the students alone.
Sir, we need to see it very clear, please. Sorry.
What about this? Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's okay, sir.
This student does not need to be in quotes. And the quote around this is not, the quote you saw the other time is not quote like this. It is backtick. The symbol before one on your keyboard. You don't need to put it. Now, select first name, comma last name from students. So it's going to select just the first name and the last name alone. You can say just the first name and the last name of each student. If you want, the reason I'm doing this is because I want us to know that you only select password only when it is necessary, especially during login. Just at the point of logging in, that is the only part that you select password. After that, you don't select password. You don't want to. Its password is a very sensitive data that you don't want to retrieve anyhow. So you can select the student ID, first name, last name, first name, nowhere from students. With or without this backtick, it will still work fine. Let's go. So we only have the student ID, the first name, and the last name. So we want to fetch all of the students and display them on the browser. So we're going to put that same command. Select first name, last name, from students. So this is going to go to database, and it will select this from the students. It's going to run this query on your database. So whatever results you get, you can save it in the variable, maybe called results, or anything you choose to call it. I can create a variable called it results. So this is going to go to database, fetch all of the results, and save it as variable results. Now, it's possible for me it's possible for my table to be empty. It's possible that we do not have any data in this place. So you can write some conditions to check that. Let us check, or help us count the number of rows fetched. Now, what I mean is this. How many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you say echo this results, number of rows, that is, count the number of rows on results. This is going to give us 4. Let's go to the browser. We go to this part, fetch.php. Okay. So we have 4 here. 4 here. Next is, instead of doing this, I want to write a conditional statement. That is, if the number of rows fetched is 0, then tell us no student found. But if it's more than 0, then you can do whatever. You can display the student's information. So you can say if results numbers is greater than 0, do whatever we have there. Else, if it's 0, that's the meaning of the else. You can echo no students found. So if there is no student, it's going to give you no students found. But if there is a student, at least if there's at least one student, then it's going to run the code. And what we want to do here is that we want to display the information of each student. Any questions so far?
No question. About so this thing is time you. I don't know whether it's for my end. No.
What about
Okay.
now? Is it better?
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Alright. So we have this. On this result, remember all of the data fetched, they are inside this result. And if you are fetching one data, you can fetch it as a, let's say you're expecting just one item. Let's assume we are fetching with the ID. I think we did login somewhere here. Login.php. We did something. Aha. After fetching this, this is going to fetch just one data for you because the email is unique, right? So on that result, we did fetch ASOC. It's going to now convert it to an associative array. We've done this in the past, right? But for this place, fetching.php, we are not expecting just one result. We are expecting many results. But we want to convert each of the results to an associative array. I mean, it's going to give you a result like this. Inside that result, then it will have items. We want to convert each item inside this result to an associative array. Do you get it? Are we lost?
So continue. Continue.
So for that, we're going to run a while loop. Then within that while loop, we convert each item it fetches. Like each item is going to fetch the first item. We convert it to an associative array. We save it in a variable. Then it will fetch the second item again. We convert it to an associative array. We save it in a variable. It's going to fetch the third item again. We convert it to an associative array. Save it in a variable. Convert the fourth. It's going to fetch the fourth item again. We convert it to an associative array. We save it to a variable. That's what we want to do. I come again. It's going to fetch the first item. We convert it to an associative array. We save it in a variable. Then to fetch the second item, convert it, save it in a variable. Fetch the third item, on and on like that. So we're going to use while loop here. While, you can call this anything. I can say my student. You can just my student. Like this. Equals to. You now say dollar results fetch. So let's just know what is going on here. This while loop will run based on the number of items that you have inside the results. Do we get that part first? That is, if there are 4 items within the results, this is going to say echo high. This is going to echo I 4 times. If there are 5 items in the result, it's going to echo I 5 times. Let's go to the screen and check that together. Refresh. I. So if there are 7 items in the result, it's going to echo I 7 times. Any questions before we move on?
No question. No question.
Okay. So what this is going to do is that for each of the item inside the results, it will convert it to an associative array and save it as my student. That is, to go to the results, fetch the first item there, convert it to an associative array, fetch ASOC, that is going to fetch it as an associative array, and it will save it as my student. Then it will run this code. When it is done, it picks the next item in results, convert it to an associative array, save it as my student. Then it will run this code again. When it is done, it will pick the next item in results, convert it to an, or like fetch it as an associative array, then save it as my student, then run the code here. Then go to take the next item until it's able to do that for all the items inside the results. That's what this is going to do for you. It's going to pick each of the items inside the results, convert to an associative array, save it as my student, then run the codes. Yeah. So for each of the item now, we can just display. So if I say my student, remember, if you fetch the first item will be this thing here. Then we didn't fetch the ID, so let's run this command here again. Select.
Sorry, sir. Can we still use a for loop for this?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
From student, move this way. Let's go down. this here. So this first item is going to be fetched, and it will be converted to an array variable. That becomes my student, and it's going to do this. It will echo my student. Although if you try to echo a whole associative array, I think it's going to turn error. But you can, array to string conversion. You can echo a whole associative array. There are different ways you can convert it to string anyway. Let's look at one of them. To convert it to string, you can use JSON encode my student. My encode is going to convert it to a JSON string. We'll talk more on this part. But what it's going to do is that it will convert it to a string before it echoes it out. So this is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. And this is the fourth one. So that JSON encode, we convert it to it because the browser cannot display an array or especially an associative array. Right? In fact, even in JavaScript, the browser cannot display an object. I liken the associative array to JavaScript objects when we do JavaScript. So it can display a whole object. Same way also, it can display an array here. So the JSON encode, we convert it to a string that will make it possible for us to display it on the browser. So since the browser can display a string, so it has converted each of them to a string. Each of them has first name and last name. Question.
So there's no point using that count, whatever.
Which one? No, we've not. Okay, for the count, we can still use count. We can still use count.
Okay.
That's if we're going to make it a for loop. If we're going to make it a for loop, then we can use count.
Okay.
But we are not using for loop now. We are using while loop. Now, for this of this now, each of these, we can just display the first name alone. So I can say $my student first name. That is inside of my student, which is an associative array, pull out the first name. So this is going to display the first name of all the students. Refresh, and we have this. Let's put a little space. We can concatenate a break tag to it. So echo this is going to echo a break tag to it for each of them. That can be on a straight line like this. The next is I can echo it in a list. To understand this, let's look at HTML. I'll just come here. This is what we want to do. We have, let's say we want to use another list. Inside it, we have the first person here. Maybe the first name of the first person, the first name of the second person. I think that should be Kisley if I'm right. Kisley. The first name of the third person, that should be Godfried. The fourth name of the fourth person, that should be Jason. So we have this UL at the beginning and at the end. It is within this UL that we have this list. That means that we are repeating this list based on the number of items that we have in our table. That is, if there are 5 persons, then this list will be 5. If there are 6 persons, this list will be 6. But this UL will just be 1. That is, the number of users that we have in database does not affect this UL, but it's going to affect this LI. If you have 5 users, this LI will be 5. If you have 6 users, this LI will be 6. Do we get what I just explained?
Okay.
Okay. Let's continue.
Right.
Thank you. So we're going to remove this now. We can always come back to it. We come back to this place and say that now remember this a loop is used to repeat something. So only this list, this li part, will be within this loop. That is the part you want to repeat. But this ul part will not be within the list. This is what I mean. I'll comment out this. I'll just say echo li. Let's say hey. So you're going to see 4 LIs because they are inside this while loop. You're going to see li 4 times. Refresh. this right. So and that's what we want to do, but this will not be there. Echo UL, because we are not repeating that. We are not repeating this. So inside this place now, you can say I want to concatenate the first name with my student. So what I'm saying is that it's going to first create this UL like this. It will create this UL. Remove this part. After creating the UL, let's play this side by side. It will do this based on the number of items there. So there are 4 items there, and for each of them, it will put first name inside of it. That is, it's going to do. It will echo all of this next. Right. When it's done with this loop, now you want to close this UL tag that you opened here. You want to close this. You want to do something like this. Close it. So we come here outside the loop. You're going to say echo UL. So this will close the UL tag. Any questions so far?
No question, sir.
So when you refresh the page now, you see all of the users: Taye, Kingsley, Godfrey, and Jadisala. Next is we want to add the delete parts. Maybe I want to be able to delete anyone. So we're going to put a delete button in the front of each one. So while listing, you can put a button here. So each of them will have a delete right in front of it. When I click on this, let's put a little more. I think this. When I click on this, meaning I want to delete Taye. When I click on this, I want to delete Kingsley. When I click on this, I want to delete Godfrey. When I click on this, I want to delete Jadisala. So to do that, to make that possible, we need something unique about that user. Let's play with something together. Look at this. Let's say I have an anchor tag here, like this, and then I have click me. When I click on this button, I want to go to another page. Let's say this page is test.php, like this. So let's create a file called test.php. Hope it's not getting too much. Can we please? Okay, alright. Okay. So I want to create a file called test.php. So I'm getting to this file, I can just say echo test page. Right. So when you click on this now, it will take you to this page, test page. Let's go to the browser and test that. Go back to the landing page. So which file is this in? Why is it not showing it? Oh, this is okay. I didn't refresh. So when you click on this now, I'm on the test.php, but let's take it a step further. I can add a query string here. To add a query string, you can say question mark. Slash question mark. Then you can now add a key and a value. That is, I can say ID equals to 1. That is, I want the ID to be 1, or I can say name equals to Tolu, like this. So when it's going to that page, it will add this information as part of the data that you are sending to that page. Do we get it? When I click on it and it's going to this page, it's going to add this name equals to Tolu as part of the information that you're sending to that page.
Please, okay.
Okay, I will explain now. Now, look at this page. Name equals to Tolu. What we want to do is that when I go to this test.php, I want to add some data on the URL. So to make that possible, you're going to say question mark a key and a value. Key equals to value. I can say name equals to Ojo. So when it's going to this page, to this test.php, it will add this key to it. For another person, I can say name equals to I know. So when it's, if I click on this second one, when it's going to this test.php, it will attach this to it. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Let's check it. Jadesala, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Ah, your line is broken.
Network.
Okay. So when I click on this first one, the name will be Ojo. When I click on this second one, it will go to that same page, but the name in this case will be I know. That is the way it works. You can add more than, you can send more than one data depending on what you want to do. I can say, let's say, and age, and age equals to 10. And for this person, I can say and age equals to 20. So when I click on this first person, it's going to say name equals to Ojo and age equals to 10. So it will send both of them to the test.php. When I click on this second one, the name will be I know, age will be 20. So let's click on, let's go back, refresh, click on this first one. It has sent both of them. When I get to this page and I click on this, it has sent both of them. Google does something like this. If you search Google, something on Google, let's say hello world. If you check this, do you see this question mark? Are you with me? It's going to this URL,
Yes, sir.
question mark. Then you can put your query string. Q equals to this, just like this. Any question on that?
Yes, I'm
Okay, alright, thank you. So the next should be that how then can we retrieve this data? Remember, we are sending this data from this index.php to this test.php. How can we retrieve that? So to retrieve that, you can use the $_get. You see, anchor tag always makes use of get request. Anchor tags like this, their request is get. So when you go to test.php, it is sending a get request to that page. So you can say $_get. Then, if I want to get the name, I'll put name here. Oops. Name here. If I want to get the age, I'll put age here. I can say echo $_get age like this. If I want to get the name, I'll put name here. If I want to get the age, I'll put age here. So this is going to echo the name and this is going to echo the age. When I click on this first person, it's going to echo Ojo and 10. When I click on this second one, it's going to echo I know and 20. Any question? Ojo,
No
10.
question, sir.
I know 20. So why are we now looking at all of this? The reason is because when we go to, let's put an anchor tag that will take us to the fetch page. We can add an anchor tag here. Fetch our student. And this takes us to fetch.php. Delete this, we are not sending any data. We are done with these ones. So when I click on this now, it brings us here. When I click on this delete, I want to take us to another page for the delete page, right? Delete. Let's say Dell students. Student.php. So when I click on where are we coming from? Fetch. When I click on the first button, so let's start with it. When I click on any of these, if I click on this delete, I want it to take me to the Dell student.php. So you say href as anchor tag href equals to del student dot php. Are you still with me? Are we lost? Are we getting it?
So, sir, that means the href in default is always get. You can't change it to post.
Yes, sir. The default of get is always the default of anchor tag is always get, and you can't change it. If you want to make a
except you add that method, that is when you change it to post.
no, that's for form. Anchor tag does not
form.
take methods.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. So next is this. This is the list page. So when we click on this now, this is the list page. So each of them is coming to this page. But we don't just want each of them to come. While going to that page, we want each of them to send something unique about them. So on this page now, for instance,
That's the ID.
good, ID will work very well. Perfect. Thank you very much. So each of them will send its student ID while coming to this page. Then this page will now fetch that student ID and delete it. Do we get what we're about to do?
Okay. Yeah.
Alright. So we come back to this place. How then do we send the student ID? So by fetching, we didn't fetch the student ID. So now we make a little adjustment to it. Student ID. So I fetching the student ID of each student, right? So we can now say slash question mark. We can give it a key called ID. The value will now be the student ID of each of the students. Do we get this? Do we get what we're about to do here? The value here will then be the student ID of each of those students, so that when we go to that page, it's going to send the student ID to that page. Then that page, the logic to delete it now will be implemented.
I get it. Sir.
Okay. So we come to this place and say that incoming ID equals to. Now we want to do something like this. This student, this must not be within quotes, else it's going to see it as ordinary string. So we come here, we close the quotes, then we can now say student concatenate dollar my student. You can say students underscore ID, then I can now want to cut it. Good. So this part now is not within quotes. It's not within quotes. So that it's going to now say that ID equals to it. We pick the student ID and attach it to it. So let's get it on this page. Del student.php. Let's echo the student ID. So we can say dollar underscore get ID. So go back, refresh this page, click, this is 7, click on this is 9, good, click, this is 10, click, this is 20. So we've been able to send the student IDs of all the students to this same to the delete students.php page. Next is we want to write the code that will delete the student. Most of those things we've been doing, I think, since we started tonight, we've not been security conscious, right? But as we proceed in the course of the time, I think initially when we were doing PHP, we were security conscious, but tonight we've not been security conscious. So, but for subsequent classes, we see how to secure it and make sure that before you can visit this out, you are logged in, or we check the type of request and all of that. But I just want us to get this part very well, how you send the IDs from one page to another page. So to delete it now, we can say, let's save it in a variable. We can say create a variable called ID. We want to connect to database. So we can copy this same line. Again, copying from one to another is not the best, but please endure with me for the meantime. As time goes on, we'll still see better ways to do that part. Connect. Query. Then you're going to put your request here, like or your query, what you want to do. You're going to say that delete. If you come here, let's try to delete a student from our database. Okay. So let's delete this first student. The ID of this student is 7. So we come here, we say that delete. In fact, you can click on this delete here, it will write the command for you. It's not right. Let me type it manually then. Delete from students where student ID equals to 7. So this is going to delete the student that has this ID. Go. It's warning me. Do you really want to? Now, if you're running it in your code, you won't see this. It will just delete it for you automatically. So you need to be careful. The reason I can see this alert is because I'm running it right here, right? But if it's in your code, it will just do it without bringing up anything. So it has deleted that. Okay. If I check all my students now, the first student is no longer there. So we put the command there. Delete from students where ID equals to variable ID. ID. So, but you want to ensure that you want to check, because a lot of things can happen. It's possible that that ID does not exist. It's possible that it's unable to delete it. So before you run this command, you want to, or should I say, immediately you run this command, you want to see if that command was successful or not. If it is successful, you want to say, oh, okay, the student has been deleted. But if it is not successful, you want to do something else. You want to echo maybe unable to delete students. Do we understand this?
Okay. That's kind of a conditional statement.
Exactly. A conditional statement. So what happens is that if this command is successful, it's going to return true.
Okay.
So you can say if this command is equal to, instead of writing this, let's make this a bit better. You can put this here, cut this from here to the end here. You can call this, SQL, or just get a variable like this. Then you can put the variable here. So this will be shorter because I want to add if statement to this line, so I don't want it to be too long. If this is true, then do this here. Else, echo unable to delete student. Do we get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If this is true, then it's going to do whatever we have. Else, if it's unable to, then you can say echo unable to delete student. So if this is, let's say echo students deleted successfully. Good. Let's go to the browser and then we refresh this. We click on this.
Okay.
Oh, unknown class ID. Oh, sorry. Student ID.
Take the ID now.
Student ID.
Student ID.
The key is student ID. Let's go back. Refresh. Click now. Student deleted successfully. If you refresh this page, you know that student has been deleted, so the student no longer exists. If you refresh this page, it will not be able to delete the student again because there is no student with this ID again. So let's refresh now. Oh, it's still telling me student is successful. I mean that this is still returning. So let's run this command I'm coming. I want to check something. Delete from students where ID, sorry, student ID is equal to 9. There's no student with this ID again. Oh, okay, it's unsuccessfully. It's unsuccessfully. That's the reason. It's unsuccessfully. So, but if it's unable to, what happened is that it's not showing an error, but if it's going to throw an error, you will see unable to delete students. Do you get it?
Because you have added that conditional statement.
Yeah, because of this conditional statement.
Okay.
Now, but after I've deleted the student, I want it to redirect me back to this page, fetch.php. I want it to take me back to this page. So let's do the redirection and we'll round off today's class. To redirect to a page, you use header.
Okay, header.
Yes, header. Inside this
So
header,
that redirect means routing now. Something like routing.
exactly, we are routing to another page. So it expects a key called location, and the value will now be the page you want to redirect to. So I'm going to set the location to fetch.php. That's it. So when I delete the student, if it's successful, it will take me back to this fetch.php. Let's go back now. Let's refresh this page. Good. So let's delete Godflight. Oh. Let's see what is happening. What happened is that it's adding the fetch.php with whatever is in the URL like this. That's not what I want. Instead, I can say slash. This initially it was using relative paths, but when you put slash at the front, it's going to use absolute paths. Absolute paths. I think that will take me to localhost slash fetch.php. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Let's check this. Yeah, I thought that's localhost slash fetch.php. That's not what I want also. I want it to be backend slash d this slash fetch.php. It's going to take me to this slash fetch.php. Unfortunately, no students again, so we need to add new students. Let's add new students. Let's say.
I'm not getting this now.
You said?
I am not getting it now.
Okay, let's fine. Peter, fine. At gmail.com. Password. Let's go back again. Let's say James John. James John at gmail.com. Then submit. Good. So let's go to fetch our students page. We have this now. When I delete a student, it will take me back to this page. So back to this page. If I delete again, it will take me back to the same page again. And back to this page, because after deleting a student, if it's successful, we are directing back to these parts. Any question?
So what if we want to update? Is it the same logic of getting ID? The same way we did for that of the delete?
We're going to say update the key. Look at this. I think I used to click on this and it will just cite the commands. Updates. There it is. Updates the student table set. You now set your keys and the values. That is, let's say I want the first name of coming. Oh, I've deleted our student. Let's add new students again. So next I want to update the student's information. I want to change this Johnson to Tosin, this last name, from Johnson to Tosin. You can click on this. This will write some commands that you can just easily edit. It's not bringing it. Okay, yeah. Update student sets. You can delete all of this. Last name equals to Tosin. Where student ID equals to 13. Do you get it? Update student set last name, that is the column, equals to the new value where student ID equals to 14. That is, go to the table, look for this one with student ID of 14 and change the last name to Tosin.
Okay.
So when you run this now, it's like I said, this backtick is not compulsory, right? This backticks.
Okay.
Click on go. It has updated it. Browse. We have it. It's now Tosin. It's now Tosin. Now, assignment. Please, I need you to do this assignment. I'll say what I used to say. It's not a must to get it done. It's not a must to perfect it, right? But it's a must to try it out. I want to see what you've tried, even if it should not work. I want to see, and I believe that based on what I've explained so far today, it will work. You will get it right. But I'm saying that even if you don't get it right or perfectly right, I still need you. I still want to see what you've tried out. I want to see your attempt. That's it. Thank you. I want to see your attempt. What have you attempted? So here's the assignment. Now, we are fetching all the users here. Instead of using a list, I want you to fetch it in a table.
In a table?
Yes, sir. In a table. That table.
Like how?
HTML table. Like this.
Oh. Okay.
So in a table like this, so we now have columns for serial number, then another one for first name, another one for last
like
name.
how many rows on the head? How many rows?
I don't get it.
Like how many columns and rows in the table?
No, you only set the
Okay,
columns.
just the first name. Okay.
The database itself, the number of data in the database will tell you, will dictate the number of rows that will be in your database.
Okay.
I'll be fetched. So first name, last name. Let's just stop this. Then add another one. Delete. And then add another one. Edit. So this is what we want to do. This. In your T-body, you're going to fetch the number of those will depend on the number of data in your database. Right. So serial number, first name is going to fetch all of that and insert the data. Yes, serial number, first name, last name, delete and edit. So if I want to edit, I'll click on this edit. Like each of them we have edits in front of it. So when I click on edit, it will take me to a page. On that page, I will see inputs there. I'll say inputs. I come again. There'll be an edit page, a page for edit. When I click on the edit, each user we have. In fact, let me use one as dummy. CL TD1 city, tire, city, data can, city, put a button, delete, city, put a button. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we are just 5 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. I'll just use this duplicated one further to be 1. So let's check the browser and see what I mean. Look at this now. When I click on delete, I want to delete this user. But when I click on this edit, it will take me to another page. So let's say this is the another page. Edit that PHP like this. Or it can be HTML also. Anyone, both of them will work fine. Let's use anyone. I think HTML will serve my purpose better. We are not doing any logic here. Let's take me to this page. Oh, sorry. Make it PHP. Make it PHP. Now, inside this place now, there will be a form here. Inside this form, I will have input value. Now, if tire is here, I click on the edit for tire, right? It will automatically put the tire inside this place. I will say tire here. Input value. So let's say we just want to edit it at the first name and the last name. We are not editing others. So we have input type button. Also input type submit. Yes, it's submit. Value edit user or edit student. So here is it. Immediately I click on this, if I go to the browser now, and I click on this edit, it will take me to this page that has this form in it. The value, default value, when I get there, I will see this first name here. I will automatically see it here. I will see this last name here. It will be automatically displayed here. Then I can edit it. I can change whatever is inside the input to anything of my choice. I can edit. So, for instance, if I don't want this to be Taye again, I can change it to another thing. I can change it to Ken. Right. So I can change it to anything of my choice. When I'm done, I'll click on Edit Student. When I click on Edit Student, it will tell me student edited successfully. And to take me back to this fetch.php page whereby you have all of the users. And since I've changed the first name now or the last name, whichever one, it will automatically reflect here. Any question on that?
Okay, so I'll try the assignment.
Alright. Thanks for coming. Good to have you in class.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Alright, have a lovely night test.
You too, sir.